You're really good at smiling. Not the fake kind people can spot from a mile away, but the convincing one. The one that softens rooms. The one that reassures everyone that you're fine. You laugh at the right moments. You show up. You keep going. And no one ever suspects that something inside you is quietly bleeding. Because you learned something early on. That pain, when shown openly, makes people uncomfortable. That your sadness changes the temperature of a room. That your needs feel heavy. So you did what smart, sensitive people do when safety is uncertain. You adapted. You wrapped your hurt in humor. You packaged grief as charm. You turned endurance into a personality trait. Here's the paradox no one talks about. The very smile that once protected you is now the thing slowly costing you yourself. Because every time you say, "I'm good," when you're not, a small part of you learns it doesn't deserve space. And over time, that adds up. This video isn't about toxic positivity. It's about the psychology of emotional self-sacrifice. About the people who learn to survive by being easy to love. If you've ever felt exhausted by your own strength, stay here. People who smile while in pain are not weak. They're often hyper-adapted. Psychology has names for this, and none of them mean dramatic or attention-seeking. Let's break it down. Emotional neglect. Emotional neglect isn't about abuse, it's about absence. Growing up in environments where your feelings weren't mirrored, named, or held. No one taught you how to process pain, so you learned how to bypass it. Your nervous system adapted by minimizing emotional signals. You learned, if I don't make it visible, it won't disrupt attachment. Parentification. Many smilers were emotional caretakers too young. You learned to regulate others before yourself, to be the strong one, to absorb chaos and return calm. Your identity formed around being stabilizing, not being supported. So vulnerability began to feel dangerous, because who holds the holder? Hypervigilance and the nervous system. Your smile isn't just emotional, it's neurological. Your nervous system learned that safety comes from monitoring others' moods. You scan rooms, you adjust tone, you preempt discomfort. That smile is a fawn response, a trauma adaptation designed to preserve connection. Over time, your default mode network, the brain's self-referential system, becomes wired around performance instead of presence. You don't ask, "How do I feel?" You ask, "How am I being perceived?" And slowly, you disappear behind the role. There is a specific kind of grief that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't cry loudly. It doesn't break down. It smiles. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." But how do you accept yourself when you were never allowed to be yourself? The emotional cost of smiling through pain is subtle but devastating. You lose authenticity in exchange for approval. You trade truth for harmony. You survive, but you don't arrive. Seneca warned that we suffer more in imagination than reality. But for you, suffering happens in silence. You fear rest, because without performance, who are you? You fear burdening others, because you were taught love is conditional. And so you grieve invisibly, grieving conversations you never had, grieving comfort you never received, grieving a version of you that didn't have to earn safety. Rilke wrote that we must live the questions, but you were taught to answer them for everyone else. And the question you never ask is, what would happen if I stopped smiling? These patterns don't disappear with age. They mature. They show up wearing adult clothes. You might recognize yourself in this. Relationships. You attract people who need saving or who enjoy your emotional labor. You struggle to express needs until resentment leaks out sideways. Boundaries. You say yes automatically. No feels like rejection. You confuse kindness with self-abandonment. Career. You overfunction. You burn out quietly. You're praised for resilience, but never asked if you're okay. Emotional regulation. You intellectualize feelings. You laugh at pain. You minimize your own experiences. Self-worth. You feel valuable when useful, invisible when resting. Stillness triggers guilt. Identity. You don't know who you are without the mask. Silence feels unsafe. But here's the reframe that changes everything. These aren't flaws, they are survival strategies. They worked once, they just don't work anymore. Unlearning begins with awareness, not judgment. You don't rip the smile away, you ask it what it's been protecting. Healing doesn't mean becoming serious or cold, it means becoming real. Here's where it starts. Inner child work. Reconnect with the version of you that learned to disappear. Offer reassurance instead of correction. Shadow work. Explore the parts of you labeled too much. Pain doesn't make you unlovable, avoidance does. Nervous system regulation. Safety is somatic. Breath work, stillness, slowness. Teach your body that connection doesn't require performance. Softness over survival. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to justify feelings. You don't have to smile to be safe. One truth to carry with you. You were never too much. You were just taught to be less. Let the smile become a choice, not an armor. Because the goal is not to be fixed, but to become whole. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who hides behind strength. Like, subscribe, stay here. You don't have to smile through this anymore.